Hike your own hike, nomad your own nomad. Experiment with the options of this unique lifestyle so you know what works for you, and get out there and do it. Hey, this is Deb, Nomad Your Own Nomad, coming to you from my 2016 Kia Sorento SUV. I am currently volunteering at a HOWA event in Pahrump, Nevada, and I drove down here from Washington State. So this video is going to be about some of my travel stopover staples that I've come to adopt as my own that apply to what appeals to me when I'm traveling in terms of where I want to park overnight, meals that I'm going to pull together on the road, and some more details about my rig setup. Driving through California on I-5 several times recently, I never get tired of these undulating hills. What was new this time around was staying in rest areas. I just never tried them before and had a great experience with the two I parked in overnight. You can't go wrong with these views, and I felt genuinely happy here. There was enough shade and an opportunity for privacy that I'm adding this to my list of places I'll want to come back to. Exploring my destination has been a lot of fun, and I'm enjoying what makes it unique, like turtle crossings and wild ponies that the townspeople embrace and give free rein to. Staying on BLM land for free is a big draw for nomads in Pahrump. There are grocery stores, a Walmart, a hardware store, and lots of restaurants scattered throughout the casinos and RV parks. The calming sunsets and endless mountain ranges provide incentive to practice doing nothing and allow Mama Nature to have her way with your nervous system reset. If you saw my previous video about Cape Disappointment, then you know about my run-in with this little guy and the results of his imperative to get to the good smelling stuff in my tent. I'd been wanting to replace this tent for a while with something that had a waterproof floor and wasn't quite so heavy or bulky to travel with in my rig. What I've settled on for now is a Coleman fast-pitch 6-person dome tent with special fabric that's supposed to keep it cooler and a pole system that withstands high winds. I had the opportunity to put it through its paces in the unrelenting desert climate here, and I'm impressed so far. There's a very clean, very well-maintained laundromat in town, also with a view, a library that supports its snowbird community, a thrift store, and a local history museum that one could easily spend several visits on in order to absorb everything in their collection. As a nomad, you'll develop an eye for public spaces that provide free parking and shade, trash receptacles, and restrooms, sinks being a great extra perk. They can also be great places to assemble meals like I'm doing today. This is my kitchen setup, 2 IKEA folding cubbies that hold my knife, my cutting board, small saucepan and other utensils that I hardly ever use, and a collapsible funnel. I store my daily non-perishable food items in repurposed Christmas tins to keep critters from smelling and getting at them, and I keep perishable items in a soft-sided lunch bag as well as in a bin in front of the passenger seat. This tray doubles as a desktop, and I really like this knife, but the cover that came with it doesn't stay in place, so I may end up replacing it for safety's sake. For lunch, I bought a Power Greens blend, a set of mashed avocado containers, a cucumber, a red pepper, and a small package of cheese to put together a salad. What doesn't get eaten in this sitting goes in the greens container with paper towels to mitigate moisture. I'll get 2 more refreshing salads out of this combination, and then it's time for cleanup. I use my trusty OXO rubber spatula to get the remaining food residue off of the bowl, spray with the water and vodka combination in my trusty 5-year guaranteed spray bottle for antiseptic and cleansing purposes. Everything gets wiped down and put back into place, and what's left over from the produce gets put into the trash. Be prepared for rest areas that either no longer exist or are closed for a facelift, and jot it down in your Nomad notebook. You do have one, right? So, whatever your Nomad dreads happening, but it's going to, so you need to prepare. I'm having my car worked on, and the mechanic is not excited about me staying overnight in my vehicle, so I'm staying in the tent that I already had and grabbed hopefully the minimum to get me through the night, and it's supposed to be ready in the morning, so it was as painless as possible. And thank goodness for good friends in the area and a mechanic literally about 200 feet from where I had to pull over, and a ride in the morning. So even if those things hadn't happened, it still would eventually work out. You'll become acquainted with the wind if you spend any amount of time in the desert. April is the windiest month in Nevada. It makes mountains disappear. Find out if the Nomad lifestyle is for you. Do your research, but make time to be outdoors and practice. Try overnight in your driveway. Then go for a long weekend. There's bound to be the perfect place close by that you've never been. Get out there and do it.